percentage, today's topic. So first thing is that what is percentage? What is percentage? That is our first point which needs to be discussed here. So regarding percentage, I would say that percentage is the expression of percentage is the expression of one number, say A in relation to other number, say B, if the reference number that is B, right, is taken as 100, so this is the percentage, right? So the relation of one number with reference to some other number, when that reference number is taken as 0. Okay, so next we can say that percentage is just another way of expressing ratio or a fraction. So this is what we mean by the percentage is. Okay, so this is there, right? So let us take an example here. So regarding the example, I would mention here that suppose your marks in examination are 125. Your marks in examination are 125. The examination was of 250 marks. Examination was of 250 marks. So now what is there? To express this in percentage form, we take 250 as 100. We take 250 as 100, right? As we know, 100 is 2/5 of 250. 2/5 of 250. Therefore, 2/5 of the marks you obtain, 2/5 of the marks you obtain will be your percentage marks, right? You obtain will be your percentage of marks. Okay, so how this? See, because we have to reduce 250 into 100. To reduce 250 into 100, what is there? 100 is what part of 250 we need to see that, right? So as far as here is concerned, 100 upon 250, right? So this becomes equal to 2 upon 5, okay? 2 upon 5, right? So if 100 is 2/5 part of the total marks, then the marks obtained in percentage will also be 2/5 of the marks you have obtained. So 2/5 of the marks you have obtained means 2 upon 5, right? Multiply by the marks you have obtained. You have obtained how many marks? 125 marks. So multiply by this. So this will become, right, equal to, we can say 50. So your percentage of marks are, that is equal to 50% marks are there, right? 50% marks are there, right? So we solve it like this way, right? So we have learned the formula, we have learned the method in the school classes, right? What is there? We calculate it by percentage marks is equal to marks obtained divided by total marks multiply by 100. We do it that way, right? Marks obtained, okay, divided by total marks and multiply by 100. We do it this way, right? But both the things are same. There is no difference, right? Total marks and multiply by 100. We do it this way, multiply by 100. Okay. So both the things are same, right? It is just a difference in the way of expression only, we can say, right? So this is about the percentage, which I have expressed in very brief, you can say, uh, to you, right? So the next thing is that percentage is next point is that percentage is a summarization of right, percentage is summarization of cumbersome data or huge data, cumbersome data into into a single figure. Okay, let us take it that percentage helps in summarization of cumbersome data into a single figure. So that is why percentage is an important concept for the corporates, for the busy people, for the policymakers, for the officers, etc., right, who have to deal with a multiple number of figures, multiple data, right? So that is why I am taking this as this way also helps in summarization of cumbersome data into a single figure, right? So now let me take the example here again, right? Let's suppose the example is that Mira is a household lady, right? I'm taking it this way. Mira is a household lady, right? Her husband gives her rupees. Her husband gives her rupees 10,000 every month to meet the routine expenditure of the house. To meet the routine expenditure of the house. So this is the point, right? Meet the routine expenditure of the house. She spends rupees. She spends rupees 1,500 on milk. Let's suppose on milk. Rupees 1,200 on vegetables and fruits. 1,200 on vegetables and fruits, and rupees 2,000 on electricity. 2,000 on electricity, right? Electricity and rupees 3,500 on groceries, right? On groceries. Okay, on groceries. Okay, so now the question is that on groceries. Now the question is that at the end of month, right? At the end of month, her husband, her husband, okay, you can say asks him that how much money has she spent, that how much money has she spent during the month or from rupees 10,000, right? Out of rupees 10,000. So this is the question now, right? So her husband asks that how much money has she spent during the month, right? So this is the point here. Okay, so now the question is that now how can we solve it? How can we do this question, right? The point is here that there are two ways of solving the question, right? One way of solving the question is that, right, uh, one way of, right, one way is that Mira has two options here. One way is that she may start counting, right? She may start counting the list of items purchased, okay, the list of items purchased with the expenditure incurred on, right? List of items purchased with expenditure incurred on each item, on each item, and then each item, right? And then she may left on her husband, she may left on her husband, right, to do the sum total and find, okay, to do the sum total and find the amount spent by Mira, okay, in that, right? And you know that, right, you know that here in this case, right, here in this case, you can say that Mira's husband may be over busy, okay, may be over busy, right? He may not, he may not have time or in the habit of, in the habit of listening long stories, okay, in the habit of listening wrong stories, sorry, long stories, listening long stories, right? And then in that case, right, her husband would not like, in that case, her husband may not like this way of, this way of, right, you can say Mira, or not like this way of Mira, right? So, right, and similarly, when you will become the officers and when you will go for the presentation before a minister or the chief minister or some higher official, right, you may not be, they may not be having that much time that you were sent a grant of rupees 1000 crore and where the money has been spent, right? So you may carry with you, you can say list of the 3 pages, 4 pages, and you may start counting there. Okay, this much money was spent on purchasing the brick, this much money was spent on purchasing cement, iron, etc., etc. Labor expenditure is this, and they don't have that much time, right? So now then you can say the other way, right? The other way is that Mira may tell her tell her about the percentage of expenditure she has spent, right? She has spent on the household items, right? On the household items, right? So further, if if her husband asks about the explanation, he can go for explanation, right? So then in that case, what would be there, right? Then in that case, what would be there? What may be the case there, right? In that case, she can do that, right? She can do that percentage of amount spent, right? Percentage of amount spent, right? That is equal to total amount spent on various items, we can say, right? Same way as we did earlier also. Total amount spent on various items, okay? On various items, you can say various items divided by the total money she was given total money she was given, that was rupees 10,000, and because we have to present it in percentage, so that is why we need to multiply it by 100 further, right? So in this case we can say that the total amount spent on various items was 8200. 8200 will be the total amount when you add up all these things, and divided by, okay, divided by, you can say 10,000, okay, 10,000, and further multiply by 100, right? That will amount to 82%. So she can tell her husband that 82% of the money has been spent, which you paid me, right? Uh, Last month or previous month, right? So that is quite easy thing, right? So this way you can do it in a very right, easy and very interesting manner also. Okay, so that's the point, right? And similarly, right, so it is further, right, so it is further, you can say, uh, used to do some other type of calculations, or to find some other type of results also, right? So let us take another example here. In this case, right, example is that there are example is that we can say there are 10 students in a boat. Let's suppose there are 10 students in a boat, right? Their weight, the weight of the students is, the weight of the students is right. There is a 20 kg, 25 kg, 20 kg, 25 kg, right? That is the 28 kg, 22 kg, right? 22 kg, 20 kg, okay, 20 kg, 30 kg, 20 kg, 30 kg, 20 kg, right? That is there, 24 kg, 24 kg, 21 kg, and 30 kg respectively, right? 21 kg and 30 kg respectively. So this is the weight of the students. Okay, so now the total capacity of the boat, total capacity of the boat is to bear, we can say, 300 kilogram of weight, 300 kilogram of weight, right? 300 kilogram of weight. Now the question is that what is the free capacity of the boat? So this is the question which is asked to you in the examination. What is the free capacity of the boat? Right? So this is the question which you are required to solve, let's suppose, right? So as far as solving this question is concerned, right, we may solve this question in two different ways, right? So one way of solve the question is in terms of the, right, uh, free capacity, free capacity in, okay, free capacity in, we can say, in absolute number, right? In absolute number, right? Absolute number means we need to tell that, right? Absolute number means we need to tell that 300 kg is the total capacity of the weight of the boat, right? And out of this 300 kg, right, this much kg has been utilized, and the remaining is, you can say, right, this much kg of capacity, right? So this much boat, this much weight, boat can still bear, right? So that is the point. One is that, and second is that you may be asked to, right, give the answer in the relative number, right? Relative number. A relative number means, in this case, right, you need to present that, right, what percent of, right, what percent of total capacity of the weight, a boat, total capacity of the boat, okay, is still free, is still free. So you need to do it in that way also, right? So if we are to do it in this way, the absolute numbers, in that case we will take the total capacity which is given, that is equal to 300, and minus the capacity of the boat which has been utilized. I think it is 240 kg capacity of the boat, and the free capacity of the boat, that is 60 kg. It means the persons, individuals, or some weight up to 60 kg can still be loaded in the boat, right? So that can be the question. Sorry, that can be the way. And second is if it is in the relative numbers, right? In this case, relative number, let us suppose the total capacity of the boat is equal to 100, right? Minus, right? In terms of 100, what percentage of capacity of the boat in terms of 100, what is the capacity of the boat that has been utilized, right? So we can say percentage of, right? So percentage capacity of boat utilized, right? So percentage capacity of boat utilized. Okay, so and the remaining will be equal to the still free capacity or still available capacity of the boat, right? So in this case, what is there? We will do 100, okay, minus what is there? Capacity of the boat utilized. Capacity of the boat utilized means the total weight in the boat up to this point, right? Divided by the total capacity of the boat to bear burden, right? Total capacity of the boat, that is 300 kg weight, that is the total capacity of the boat, right? So multiply by 100. Okay, so that means what is there, out of the 100 units total capacity of the boat, if we assume it, right, out of that 80% capacity of the boat has been utilized. So the free capacity of the boat which is still available, means the ideal capacity of the boat which is still available, that is the 20%, right? So this is another way of solving the question, right? So anyway, we can solve this question in different types of ways, in different numbers, in different ways, right? Okay, so now the next question I'm taking here, one more example. Beta, are you getting it? किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं आ रही लेक्चर में समझने में? Is it okay for everybody? You can tell me if you are feeling some problem. Okay, okay beta. So now the next point is there. Okay, okay, good. So now the next point is there that let me take another example here. This example would be quite easier, quite simple example, right? But after that, the work which we will do, that will be little, right? You can say difficult. So let's suppose the question is that the example we are taking is that Mohan, right, consumed electricity of rupees 6,000 in a month, of rupees 6,000 in a month, right? So on the amount of, right, on the amount of electricity consumed, on the amount of electricity consumed, he has to, he has to pay, he had to pay or bear, we can say, right? Bear rupees 120 as surcharge, right? Rupees 120 as surcharge. Okay, so what is the percentage of surcharge, right? What is the percentage of surcharge? Now this is the question. Okay, what is the percentage of surcharge? So one question is this, right? So now how can you solve this question? How will you solve this question, right? So let me tell you, the way of solving this question is that, right, so amount of surcharge, okay, divided by the electricity, right, amount of electricity consumed, right, amount of electricity consumed, let me write it this way, right? So multiply by 100. So that is the percent surcharge, right? So let's suppose it is 120, it's given, right? Divided by electricity consumed, that is equivalent to 6,000. Okay, 6,000 and 100, because we are to find it in percentage form, right? So that is equal to, you can say 2% of the electricity consumed. That is the amount of surcharge which he has to pay. Okay, and the similar question can be other way, can be otherwise also, right? The similar question otherwise, right? We can say that, right, Sarah, right? We can say that Sarah, right? Sarah's electricity bill is, okay, bill is rupees 4590, right? So this is the one thing, right? So the bill includes an amount of, okay, the bill includes an amount of, okay, you can say 2%, right? Bill includes a surcharge at the rate of 2%, right? At the rate of 2%, okay, at the rate of 2%. So what is the actual amount of the bill? What is the actual amount of the bill, right? If the surcharge is not included, if the surcharge is not taken into account, okay? What is the actual amount of the bill if the surcharge is not taken into account? Okay, if the surcharge is not taken into account. So this is your question now. Okay, so this is your question now. Okay, so now we need to solve this question, right? So how can we solve this question? This is the point here. Okay, so this is the point here, right? So what is there and how can we solve this point, right? So see, first of all, let me tell you in a very simple way. Let's suppose the amount of electricity consumed is A, right? Plus 2% surcharge means 2% of A, that is equal to 4590. This is the point, right? And here we need to find A, right? So what will be the amount of A, value of A? That is A plus 2 upon 100 means 1 upon 50A, right? 1 upon 50A, right? That is equal to, we can say, 4590. What is the total amount of the bill? Let me correct it here also. 4590, right? So that is equal to 4590. Okay. So with this, we have reached at the conclusion that, right, that you can say 50A plus A, right? That is equal to 4590 into 50, right? So I have done nothing. I have just solved this whole thing, right? So the value of A would become equal to, right, 4590, value of A would be equal to 4590, okay, divided by you can say, right, 51 and multiplied by 50, which is already there, right? So it will be solved now. Okay, so now the point is that 4590 is divisible by 51. The answer would be 90, right? So 90 into 50, that becomes rupees 4500. So the actual amount of electricity consumed is 4500 and 2% on 4500, right? That becomes equal to this. Okay, that becomes equal to this, right? So this is the point there. Okay, so That is the result. So otherwise, right, you can please keep this one point in mind, right, which I am telling you. This is very much important point, right, which will be helpful to you in the questions related with the profit and loss, also in many other uh, right, you can say areas as well, right. Yes, beta, I am explaining, Harshita. The question is, Sarah's electricity bill is 4590. The bill includes a surcharge of 2%. Means this bill includes the electricity expenditure which you have actually consumed plus 2% tax which has been imposed by the government. What is the actual amount of the bill if the surcharge is not included, right, beta? So let's suppose, right, we can say that your bill was, right, if your bill was 100A, right, so 2% of that is included as an expenditure, sorry, as a surcharge. 102A, that becomes equal to 4590. Okay, that becomes equal to what? 4590. That is equal to this. Okay, right. And now what is there? 102A, right, that is equal to 4590, right. So A would become equal to 4590. So A would become equal to here 4590, okay, divided by 102, right, divided by 102. And because we are to find it in percentage form, that is why we will multiply it by 100, right. So when we will solve this thing, right, so we will find it here that right, 2 is common in these two, right, so it will become equal to 50 upon 51 here, right, 50 upon 51 here, right. So 4590 is divisible upon 51. So that is why we will cancel this and we will write here 90, right, because it will become 90 when 4590 will be divided by 51. So that is equal to 4500, right. So the amount of the actual electricity consumed by Sarah, that is equal to 4500. Harshita, is it clear better? Okay, so we have assumed the bill as 100A. 2% of the 100A is tax which is included in that. So total bill becomes 102A. So 102A is equal to 4590 and we need to find A here. What is the value of A, right? And your bill is how much? 100A, right? So let me take it this way also, right? So the total bill, right, is 102A and your actual bill, actual electricity consumed by you, that is only 100A because the bill has been assumed equal to 100A because it is in the percentage form, right? So 102A is equal to 4590, right? And we will find the value of A here. A is equal to, right, 4590 divided by 102, right, divided by 102, right. So it will be more easier to you, 102, right. So first 2 is common, let us divide it by 2, right. So it will become or let us divide it by, you can say 51 first, right. Here will be 2 and here will be 90, right. Then 90 divided by 2 would become equal to 45, right. So this divided by this would become equal to 45. Okay, so it means A is equal to 45, right? But your bill is 100A. So if your bill is 100A, so then we will take care that 100A is equal to 45 into 100, right? That is equal to 4500. So the bill of right, so actual expenditure of electricity, right, which he has consumed, that is 4500. It includes rupees 200 as tax. Harshita, is it clear, beta? Tell me. Harshita, yes, tell me, beta. Okay, 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 beta, okay. So this is the point, right? So now I was telling you further that as regards this entire, I was telling you that I am going to tell you one very important point, right? So let's suppose, right? So let's suppose if we are to take increase first case, and in the second case we will take decrease, right? So please bear this in mind what I am going to tell you, right? So let's suppose, right, this figure is 100, right? You increase 20%, 25% of 100, right? In this 25% means 1/4, right? So when you will increase 25% of 100, the new figure would become equivalent to 125, right? So, right, the amount increased of this figure was 1/4, 1/4, right? And that increased amount of this figure is how much? That is 1/5, right? Of this figure is 1/5, right? So this is the simple funda, right, to do such type of questions. Okay, so now how can you do it, right? So if the increase is right 1/4, right? So that will be equal to a decrease in the new figure, right? 1/5 decrease in the new figure. Okay, so similarly, right, if it is 1/2, then it would be equal to the 1/3 decrease of the new figure, right? So 1/2 of something will be equal to, okay, 1/3 decrease of the increased figure, right? So similarly, if it is 2/3, right, if it is 2/3, so that will be equal to, right, decrease in 2/5 of the new figure. If it is 1/3, that will be equal to decrease in, you can say, 1/4 of the new figure, right? And if the increase is, let us suppose, right, if the increase is equivalent to this, is equivalent to 1/x, right? So then the decrease of the new figure, right, will be equal to 1 upon 1 upon x plus 1. We can take it that way, right? 1/x plus 1. Okay, so this is the point. Okay, so if we solve this question in that way, right, whatever the bill was B, right? So in that bill, 2% inflated amount has been added, right? So it means how much extra has been added in that bill? 2/100 extra has been added in that bill. 2/100 means 1/50 extra has been added in that bill. So now the added bill, right, which is the inflated bill, right? So how much of that bill would be reduced so that we may come on the original figure of the bill? That would become 1/51, right? So now what is there? 4590, right? 1/51 of 4590, okay? 1/50, 1/51 of the inflated bill, right? So that is the tax, okay? 1/51, right? So 51 and 4590, right? We can, right? This can be further reduced. So this will become 90. So it means the inflated amount in the bill is 90 rupees, right? So 4590 minus 90 rupees, which is the inflated amount or the tax, you can say 4500 is the amount of electricity consumption by Sarah. Okay, so this is very important thing which I am telling you here, right? And similarly, in case of decrease also, right? So if there is a decrease in something, right? Let's suppose there is 1/5 decrease. 1/5 decrease would be equal to 1/4 increase of the new figure, and 1/6 decrease, right, would be equal to 1/5 increase in the new figure, and 2/5 decrease, right? 2/5 decrease would be equal to 2 upon 3 of the new figure, right? 2 upon 3 of the new figure, right? And so that is there, right? And similarly 3/4 decrease, right? So that will be equal to 3 upon 1 of the new figure, right? And similarly we will keep it on further. Okay, so now what is there? If it is 1 upon x decrease, then the increase of the new figure would be equal to, right? If it is that, it will be equal to 1 upon x minus 1, right? 1 upon x minus 1 decrease, that would be equal to that. Okay, so this is the point here. So please bear these two things in mind, right? These are applicable at a number of places, right? These will make your work, make your job quite easy for the examination purpose, right? So that is why uh, I I suggest you to please bear this in mind. Okay, so this is very important funda, right? So if you must be knowing this, then this question could be solved just in this way, right? Without wasting any time. Okay, so that's the point, right? So now let me move further. Okay, uh, I'm coming on the next question now to discuss with you. Right, the next question which we are discussing here now, the question is that in a group of persons, right, in a group of persons, 70% of the persons, okay, 70% of the persons are male, and 30% of the persons are married. 30% of the persons are married. Okay, so this is the point, right? If 2/7 of the males are married, if 2/7 of the males are married, right? Are married. What fraction of the females is single? The question is that what fraction of the females is single? Okay, so this is the question here. What fraction of the females is single, right? So you have been given two options, four options, let's suppose, right? One option is 2 upon 7, which is given to you. And the second option, which is given to you, that is 1 upon 3. Okay, 1 upon 3. And the third option, which is given, that is 3 upon 7. Okay, and the fourth option, which is given, that is 2 upon 3. 2 upon 3, right? So these are the three options which have been given here. So we need to solve this part of the question, right? And let us see that how to do it, right? So first of all, in such type of questions where it is given that total, right, in percentage form, right? Let's suppose the total number of persons are 100. This is one point. Okay, out of the total number of persons, there are persons of two different genders. It is given here in the question. That is, some are the males, right? And some are the females. Persons of two genders are given there. Okay, males and females, right? So now what is there? And males, and 30% of the persons are married, right? So now there is a one more category which has been given there, right? It is data is classified on the basis of two attributes. One attribute is this, that is male and female, and the second attribute is that the data is further categorized in the category of married, and we can say unmarried or single, right? Married and unmarried. So data is classified in that way as well, married, unmarried, right? So now what is there given? That 30% of the persons are married, right? So the total number of married persons is 30, and the total number of unmarried persons is 70. It is given, right? 70% of the persons are male. So what is the number of males? That is 70 males are there. And what is the number of females? 30 females are there out of the 100, right? Now, what is given that 2/7 of the males are married, right? So it means how many males are married? 2/7 of the males are married, right? So if 2/7 of the males are married, that means 20 males are married, because 2/7 means, right? It means some males are married and some males are unmarried, right? Unmarried, let me write it this way, unmarried, right? So the married males are 2/7 of the total males, that is 20 males are married. Okay, 20 males are married. And now there is that how many males are unmarried? 50 males are those who are unmarried, right? It is clear, because 20 are married, obviously 50 are unmarried. And out of the females, now let us see, because females are also, some of the females are married and some of the females are not married. Let us write it this way: married, and the second is the unmarried, right? So, sorry, correct it. Here is male, sorry, married, right? So now the point is that how many females are married? See, total married persons are 30. Out of the total 30 married persons, 20 persons are male who are married. And it means the married females are how many? 10 married females are there, right? And now uh, there are total 30 females. Out of 30 females, 10 females are married. And how many females are unmarried? That is 20 females are there unmarried, right? So the question is that what fraction of the females is single, right? So out of total 30 females, 20 is single. That means 20 upon 30, right? The single females are 2/3 of the total number of females in the group, right? So this is the way to solve this question. There is, you can say, another way also of solving these questions, right? So let us take it this way, right? Let us take it this way. Okay, so this is the one point, right? So I am taking here, okay. So this side I am taking here, that is a male, okay, male, and female, okay, and total this side, okay. And similarly now, okay, similarly now you can say in this case also, okay, I am taking here, that is the males who are married, the persons who are married, and the persons who are unmarried, right? And the total number of persons, right? So let me take it here. What is this? This is the males in the total population, right? So what is here? This is the, you can say, females in the total population, right? This is females in the total population, okay, females. And what is here? Here will be the total of this, right? So this side, what will we take? We will take that how many persons are married in the group, okay, here married in the group. And here what is that? That is the unmarried persons in the group, because only these are the two types of classifications which have been given, right? So this is there, right? So now the grand total becomes, because the total number of persons we have assumed, that is equal to 100, right? So now the point is that okay, now the point is that right, so the in the question it is given that, what is given that 70% of the persons are male. It means total males are 70, because male के column का total 70 होगा. And the remaining persons, out of 100, 70 are male, 30 would be female. It's clear, right? And 30% of the persons are married. Total married persons are 30. Total of the this married row will be 30. And out of 100, 30 are married. The 70 would be unmarried. That is there. It's given again, right? And next is that if 2/7 of the males are married, males who are married, that is 2/7 of the total, 70 ka 2/7, right? So 2/7 of 70, that will become equal to 20, are those who are married. and females who are married, that is equal to 10 because total married persons are 30 only, right? And now total males are 70. Out of those, 20 are married, 50 males are unmarried, right? Total females are 30. Out of those, 10 are married and 20 females are, you can say, unmarried, right? So now the question is what? Question is that what percent of the or what fraction of the females is single? Out of the 30 females, 20 females are single, right? So your answer becomes 2/3, right? Total number of females is 30. Out of that 30, 20 females are single. So that's why your answer becomes that is equal to this. Okay. So this is the point, right? So I think it's okay, right? So you can handle such type of questions in this way. Okay. So now let me move on to the next question, next slide, next question. Okay. So the next question which we'll discuss now, right? That is the right that A's salary is 20% more than B's salary. Let us suppose the question is that A's salary is 20% more than B's salary. Okay, more than B's salary, that is there. By what percentage is B's salary less than A's salary, right? By what percent is B's salary less than A's salary? Okay, B's salary less than A's salary. So that's the point here. By what percentage A's salary less than B's salary? So that is the point here. I hope you may have understand the question, right? So now the point is that see, let's suppose here is A's salary and here is B's salary, right? A's salary is 20% more than B's salary. Let's suppose salary of B is equal to 100 and A's salary is 20% more than that. It means a salary of A is 120. So this is the point, right? So it is quite easy here to do, right? And it means what is there? By what percent B salary is less than A's salary? So now we have to see that, right? What the by what amount B salary is less than the A's salary, and that constitutes what percent of the A's salary. So one thing is that B salary is rupees 20 less than the A's salary, right? And question is that by what percent of B's salary is less than that of A's salary, right? So we will do it, right? The difference divided by A's salary, because we have to see it with reference to the salary of A, and that is multiplied by 100, right? Multiplied by 100, right? So now here, what will be this? So these two, right, have common factor 20. So that is why it would be reduced to 1 upon 6 here, right? 1 upon 6 here, right? So 100 upon 6 is there, right? 100 upon 6 is there, which can be written as 50 upon 3, okay? 50 upon 3, and that is equal to 16 and 2 by third, right? 16 2 by third percent, right? 2 by 3%. So that is there. That is the answer, right? So B salary is 16 2 by 3% of percent less than that of A's salary. So that's the point. Okay. Okay. So now this question can be done similarly otherwise also, right? If you can say here we write it A, okay, and here we write it B, right? A's salary is 20% more than B's salary. 20% more means 1/5 more, right? And then how much less it will be? 1 upon 6, right? So I told you, right? So we need to do it in percentage form. So 1 upon 6, right? Do multiply by 100, right? So when it will be multiplied by 100, that will be the same thing, right? 16 2 upon 3%. So it becomes very easy in this way, right? So that's why right? So you can do as you feel comfortable, right? There is no compulsion that you have to do it in the way, right? I have done, or you can say I am doing, right? So that's not required at all. Okay, so this is the point here. So now the next point, next thing which is there, the next question which we'll do now, right? So that is if the cost of product, the next question, right? That is the if the cost of product increases, right? So the next is that if the cost of product increases, okay, if the cost of product increases from rupees 500, right, rupees 500 in 2000, rupees 500 in 2002, rupees 750, rupees 750 in 2001, okay, in 2001, then calculate the absolute value change and the percentage change, right? Calculate the absolute value change, right? Value change and the percentage change, okay, in the cost of product, right? In the cost. So this is the question, right? Over this period of 1 year or 2 years, whatever it is there, right? So beta, here one thing is that when we need to find out the absolute value, absolute change, which is known as, right? So let us write here that absolute change, okay, is equal to, right? So let me write here that is equal to, right, final value, okay, minus initial value, minus initial value. So that is the amount of absolute change, I would say here, right? This means ignoring the signs. Sign may be positive, sign may be negative here. We need to find the absolute change. Okay. So if we need to find this question that percentage change, right? So percentage change would be equal to absolute change, okay, absolute change divided by the initial value multiplied by 100. Okay, absolute change divided by initial value. What is the initial value? Okay, initial value, right? So multiply by 100. So that is the percentage change we can say, right? So in this question, absolute change is it has increased from 500 to 750, right? So it means absolute change is 250 and divided by the initial value. So initial value in this case is 500, right? So we will multiply it by 100, right? And the percentage change would become equal to, you can say, 50%. So 50% is the percentage change, right? As compared with the initial value, right? So this is the point, right? And but in case of percentage change, you have to mind that whether this result, final minus absolute, whether it is positive or negative, right? So if the result is positive, then it is increase. If the result is negative, then it is decrease. The only thing is that which you must have to bear in mind, right? So here here 750 minus 500 is positive. It means 50% increase is there, right? 50% increase is there. Okay. So this is the point here, right? Increase because the absolute result is positive here. So this is the point, right? So now let us move further. Okay. So the further question it is there. The further question which I am taking here now for discussion. The question is that that if selling price of a certain commodity, if selling price of a certain commodity remains constant, okay, remains constant, that is there, then a 10% decrease in, then a 10% decrease in the cost price, okay, decrease in the cost price results in, right, results in 40% increase in profit, results in 40% increase in profit, right? So with that, the profit increases by 40%, right? So find actual percentage profit. We need to find the actual percentage profit. So that is the question here, actual percentage profit, right? So this is the question which you have to solve. So now in this question, what is there? Selling price of a commodity remains constant and 10% decrease in the cost price results in 40% increase in the profit. So find the actual percentage profit, right? So we need to find the profit, right? So all of us know that profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. So this is what everybody knows, right? So there is no controversy in this. Okay, selling price minus cost price is equal to the this profit, right? If it is positive. Now, according to the question, there is increase in the cost price only. Sorry, decrease in the cost price only. And with that decrease in cost price, what happens? The profit percentage has increased, right? And it means selling price is constant, right? So if the selling price is constant, please bear this in mind. If please right now be attentive. If the selling price is constant, then what is there? Fall in the cost price, right? 10% fall in the cost price has resulted in 40% increase in the profit. So this is quite easy. We have done the mapping here now, right? So according to the question, profit is equal to cost price minus, selling price minus cost price. Now, according to the question, cost price has decreased, right? Selling price is constant according to the question. There is no change in the selling price, right? So if there is no change in the selling price, right? So if the selling price remains constant, let me tell you that if the selling price remains constant, so then what is there? 10% fall in cost price, right? 10% fall in cost price has resulted in 40% rise in the profit. 40% rise in the profit, right? So quite easy question now. So what we need to find? We need to find the profit percent. Now we know that, right? So profit percent, what is the profit percent, right? So profit percent, what is there? Okay, profit percent, that is equal to the profit divided by the cost price. Okay, profit divided by cost price and multiply by 100. This is what we take to find the profit. Okay, so now in this question, what is there? Profit percent is 40%. So now let me take it that 40% of profit, okay, is equal to, okay, is equal to what is there? 10% of a cost price. So this is clear from this map, right? From this workout, this is clear, right? So now what is there? What we need to find? That profit over cost price, right? That is the ratio of profit to the cost price, or percentage में हम ऐसा करते हैं, right? Profit over cost price, okay? So that is equal to, right, 10 upon 40. Okay, 10 upon 40 means 1 upon 4, right? That is equal to 10 upon 40, right? That is equal to 1 upon 4, right? And you know that when we need to find the profit percentage, then we multiply it by 100. So multiply it by 100, right? So it will become, right? So what does it become? You can say it becomes, this is you can say, right, cancelled, and here it becomes 4, right? And then 4, right, 100 divided by 4, that becomes 25. So it means the profit percentage is equal to 25% of the cost price. That is the profit percentage. Okay. So I hope this is also clear to you, right? Not a big issue, not a big question. Okay. But only thing was that you need to understand it, right? You need to understand the whole thing. Okay. So if you are able to understand, then it's not a big thing, not a big question for you. Okay. So now next point, I'm moving on to the next question now. Okay. So as far as the next question is concerned, in this next question, let me take the example here. Right? In this next question, let me take the example here. In this question, that is there, if the price of petrol increases by 30%. The question is that the price of petrol increases by 30%, I think. By what percentage should a motorist, right? By what percentage should a motorist, right? Motorist reduce his consumption of petrol, reduce his consumption of petrol, reduce his consumption of petrol to keep his expenditure constant. Okay, to keep his expenditure constant. So this is the point here, to keep his expenditure constant. So this is the point here, and we need to solve it now. Right, price of petrol increases by 30%. By what percent should the motorist reduce his consumption of petrol to keep the expenditure constant? So this is the question here, right? So now one method of solving this question is, right, one method, let me take the very simple way. Okay, so one is the price of petrol, second is the consumption of petrol or use of petrol, right? And third is the expenditure, right? We know that price multiplied by use, how many liters do you use, right? So that becomes equal to the expenditure here. Okay, so this is quite simple, right? So let's suppose the price of the petrol is rupees 10 and the use is equal to 10 liter. Okay, use is equal to 10 liter and the total expenditure becomes 100. This is the thing here. Okay, now what is there? Now the price has increased by 30%. It means rupees 10 ka 30% 3, right? Now the price has become rupees 13 per liter, right? And by what percent should he, right, reduce the consumption of petrol so that expenditure should remain constant? Constant means expenditure should remain 100 only. So this is the question, by what percent should he reduce it, right? So this is the point here, this is the question here, right? So now the point is that, right? So what is there, right? So now the use of petrol would be equal to total expenditure divided by the price of the petrol, right? So this is the total amount of petrol he would be using now, right, to keep the expenditure constant, right? So now what is there, right? So earlier consumption was 10 liter of petrol, because the price is increased and expenditure is constant. That is why it has increased, right? That is why we can say that this value has decreased now, consumption of petrol, right? So the new consumption of petrol, that is equal to 100 upon 3 liters, right? 100 upon 3 liters, right? So previous consumption was 10 liters and the new consumption is 100 upon 3 liters, 13 liters. So this is the new consumption, right? So what is this beta? This is, we can say, the absolute change in the petrol value, right? Absolute change in consumption of petrol or use of petrol. Absolute change divided by the initial value, which is equal to 10, right? And multiply by 100. So that will be the percentage change. Okay, multiplied by 100, that will be the percentage change, right? So now let me take it now. First let me solve it. That is 130 minus 100 and divided by 13. Let me take it this way. Okay, divided by 13, right, upon 10, right, divided by 13 upon 10. Okay, so that is there, 13 upon 10 into 100. So this is the whole thing now becomes, right? And it would be equal to 30 upon 10, right? 30 upon 10, sorry, 30 upon 13, it's there, this 13, right? So multiply by this 10 upon 1 would become 1 upon 10, right? So multiply by 1 upon 10, okay, 1 upon 10, okay. So this is the 100 which is further requires to be multiplied with 100, right? So this is 100 now, okay. So now what is there? Okay, now what is there? Let us take it this way, right? So this will become 3. Okay, so the percentage change would be 300 divided by 13, right? That is equal to 13 to 26, 440, 0, right? So 13 threes, that is this 39, 1 is the remainder, 1 0 again, that is not divisible, then it becomes 100, so it would be about 8. So 23.8% fall in the consumption is there. Okay, so this is the fun method of solving this question. And now let us take the other method of solving this question, right? Other method. As far as the other method of solving this question is concerned, so that method is much easier, right? So when the two changes are given, right? When the two changes are given, right? So then we can find the absolute change, right? Right. So sorry, then we can find the resultant change, right? So now what is there given, right? So one is that the formula here becomes A plus B, right? Plus we can say AB upon 100, right? Plus AB upon 100, right? So this is the right resultant change when the two changes are given there. When the two changes are given there, so that is equal to the resultant change. What is the answer, right? So in this case, right, what is A? A is a increase in the price of petrol. That is, I think, given equivalent to 30%, right? Increase in price of petrol, that is 30%. And what is B? B is the other change. What is that? Which is the fall in consumption. And we need to find B. So we don't have the value of B here. So that is why B will remain as it is because we don't know about it. And then the right, the price of and the expenditure remains constant. Expenditure means net result which is there, that is equal to 0, right? Net result which is there, that is equal to 0. So now how can we solve it? The first is 30% increase. Increase means the value of A will be positive. Let us take it 30, right? 30. And in second case, B is there is fall in the consumption. It means value of B will be negative. That is why I'm writing B here, right? So plus what will be there? 30B, right? 30B, okay? 30B upon what will be there? Upon 100 will be there, right? Because B is negative here. So that is why this sign will also turn into negative. I will change this sign now. Okay, so this will become equal to this, right? So let me change this sign now because B is negative. So that is why this will also become negative, right? Right. So this is there. Okay. So now what is this? 30 and 100. right? By solving this further, it will become 3 upon 10, 3 upon 10. Okay, it will become 3 upon 10. Okay, 3 upon 10, right? So that is equal to 0. It is given that there is no absolute, there is no change, right? So expenditure remains constant, it is given. So now we can say that minus b, right? It is here minus b minus 3 upon 10b, okay? Minus 3 upon 10b, okay? Minus 3 upon 10b, okay? So that is equal to minus 30. So 30 has been shifted on the other side of the equation. That is equal to minus 30, right? So now what is there, right? So this will become here now minus 10b and minus 3b. This will become minus 13b when we will solve it, right? Minus 13b, that is equal to, right, minus 30, okay, multiplied by what? 10. 10 will go there, right? So now what is there? This minus minus will be cancelled out because both sides minus is there. Okay, so that means b is equal to, right, what is b? B is equal to, right, 300 divided by 30, the same figure which was there on the earlier screen, right? 300 divided by this 13. Okay, so that is equal to, you can say, 23.08%. So you can use this formula also, right? This formula is easier as compared to that, right? In this screen also, see that 300 upon 13 was the last result. Here also 300 upon 13 is the last result. So that's why this is easier, I think, to do it. Okay, so anything else? It's done, right? So now let us move on to the next question, right? Let us move on to the next question. As far as the next question is concerned, there it is given that you can say, right, Sumaya, Sumaiya, right? Sumaya generally spent rupees, generally B is negative because there was the fall in the consumption, right? When fall, it is negative. Okay. So now Sumaya generally spent rupees 800, right? For buying a month's provision, for buying a month's provision of potatoes. Okay, month's provision of potatoes. However, lower yield. Okay, however, lower yield this year. Lower yield this year caused the cost of 1 kg, the cost of 1 kg. Hello, hello, हाँ जी, नहीं बस it will take another 10-15 minutes and I'm going to okay, okay. So now lower yield this year caused the cost of right 1 kg of potatoes to be increased by 1 kg of potatoes to be increased by you can say 60%, right? To be increased by 60%. So this is the increase in the cost of potatoes owing to this. Okay, owing to this, right? Somaya, right? Somaya had to buy 30 kg less potatoes, 30 kg less potatoes, right? 30 kg less potatoes, that is there. Okay, than usual. 30 kg less potatoes than usual. So now the question is that what was the cost of potatoes this year? What was the cost of potatoes, okay, this year? So this is the question. So what was the cost of potatoes this year? Okay, so this is the question here. So let us understand the problem first. Then we will go for solving it. Rupees 800 are spent for buying a month's provision of potatoes. Lower yield this year cost of 1 kg of potatoes, okay, to be increased by how much? By 60%. Owing to this, Somaya had to buy 30 kg less potatoes than usual. So what was the cost of potatoes this year? इस साल potatoes की cost कितनी थी? Okay. So now one point is that, as I have told you earlier, so please take it into account that 60% is equal to what? 3 upon 5. Everybody knows it. Everybody agrees with this. 60% is equal to 3 upon 5. Okay. So I'm telling you in a very easy way. Right? So as I have told you that if there is an increase of 3 upon 5, right? So then the decrease would be equal to what? That is the 3 upon 8, right? I have told you earlier that 1 upon x increase, right, would lead to decrease in 1 upon x plus 1. So the same concept will be applied here, right? So 3 upon 8 decrease, right? So it means, right? So 3 upon 8, okay? 3 upon 8 of the total potatoes consumed, that is equal to 30 kg of potatoes, right? Because it is given that is equal to 30 kg. Because it is given that this year she has to buy 30 kg less potatoes. And we have found that 3 upon 8 P, right? P for potatoes, 3 upon 8 P, that is equal to 30 kg, right? So that means P would be equal to, right, 30 into 8 upon 3, right? So P would be equal to what? 30 into, we can say 8 upon 3. So this will be the P. 30 into, here would be 8 and here would be 3 into 8 upon 3. Okay. So when we will solve this entire case, right? So it will go equal to this, right? So because 30 and 3 will be solved and it will become 10 into 8, that is equal to 80 kg, right? So it means the potatoes consumed last year or last month, right, that was equal to 80 kg, right? So, and the total money spent, right? So 80 kg potatoes were equal to 800 rupees. So then it means 1 kg potatoes were equal to 800, the money spent divided by the amount of potatoes purchased, right? So how much amount of potatoes were purchased? That was equal to 80 kg. So the price of the potatoes was 10 rupees per kg, right? So that was the price of the potatoes last year, right? 10 rupees per kg. Okay, is it clear? So now what is asked in the question, that cost of the potatoes this year, what is the price of the potatoes this year? This year means this year the price has increased by 60%. It means 10 plus 60% of 10, right? So that is the price of this year, that is equal to 16 rupees, right? So the price of potatoes this year becomes equal to rupees 16. Okay, so quite easier question, right? If you will try to solve it otherwise using x, y or so, it would become quite a tedious thing, right? It will take you a lot of time also. and ultimately you may not be able to solve the question. Okay, so this is the point here, right? So, and it's quite easy also, right? So let me move on to the next question now, right? So as far as the next question is concerned, right? In the next question, let us take another example, right? Ramesh is a wholesaler of bananas. Ramesh is a wholesaler of bananas. Okay. And one day he observed that if he decreases selling price, if he decreases selling price, right, of bananas by 10%, selling price of bananas by 10%, if we do that by 10%, then total sales increased by, then total sales, okay, increases by 15%, by 15%, right? Total sales increases by 15%. Okay. Now the question is that to find the percentage increase in Ramesh's total income, right? So question is find the percentage increase in total income of Ramesh. So this is the question here, total income of Ramesh, right? So this is the question here which we need to solve. Right? So here, see, we can see that one way is to solve this is this, what I am telling you here. Wholesaler of bananas, he observed that if he decrease the selling price, let's suppose one is the selling price, and second thing is the, let's suppose that is the quantity sold, right? So selling price into quantity sold, that is the income of the seller. This is given, right? So let's suppose the selling price was 10, right? And the quantity was 10 dozens or 10 kg, whatever it is, right? So then the income of the person would be equal to 100. Okay, so that's there, right? So now what is there? One day he observed that if he decreases the selling price by 10%, 10% means 10% of 10, that is equal to 1. That means it remains 9, right? And the quantity sold increases by 10%. Sorry, 15%, right? Sale increases by 15%. It means quantity sold now becomes 11.5, because 15% of 10 is equal to 1.5, 10 plus 1.5 is equal to 11.5. So that is there, right? So now his total income becomes equal to, right? So 99 plus 4.5, 103.5, that is the total income, right? So if the previous income was rupees 100, now the income is 103.5. So the increase in income, right, after every 100 rupees, that is 3.5. So it means percentage increase becomes equal to 3.5, right? So it is 3.5% increase in the revenue. One way is that, right? And the second way is that, right, that is A plus B plus AB upon 100. This is the second way, because we have been given the two rates here, right? AB upon 100, that is given here. Right? So let us take it that how to solve this, right? AB upon 100, it is here. Right? So in the given question, what is A? A is a 10% decrease, means A becomes minus 10, because it is decrease, it is fall. And now what is B? B means sale increases, that is why it will remain positive. By how much? By 15%, it is 15. Okay, so now what is there, right? So A is negative, B is positive, the product will be negative here. So it will become, what is there? A into B means 150, right? Divided by what? Divided by 100. Okay, divided by 100, that is there. Okay, so now 15 minus 10 is equal to 5, right? So 5 minus 1.5, that is equal to 3.5. So it is 3.5% increase in the right total income of the seller. Okay, 3.5% increase in the total income of the seller. Is it clear? Okay, so this is the point here. Okay. So similarly, there are 2-3 questions. Let me solve all the questions for you so that you may learn from the topic. So the next question is that, right? One is due to the erosion of soil from some parts of his field. Question is due to the erosion of soil from some parts of his field. Okay, from some parts of his field, right? Of his field, a farmer considered increasing the length of his rectangular field, length of his rectangular field length of his rectangular field by 25%, okay, by 25%, and reducing its breadth by 12%, okay, and reducing its breadth by 12%. What will be the percentage change in the area of plot? What will be the percentage change in the area of his plot? Okay, in the area of his plot, what will be the percentage change? So we need to find that what percentage change can be there in the area of a plot, right? So this is the point here. Okay, so let us try to solve it. One way of solving is that let us take it this way, right? Let us take it this way. Okay, so let's suppose the breadth of the plot and the length of the plot, right? So let us take it this way, right? So let's suppose this is the length of the plot, right? So length of the plot becomes this equal to, let's suppose previous length was 100 and the breadth was equal to 50, right? So then the area of the plot earlier, that was equal to 100 into 50, that was equal to 5,000 square units. That was the area of the plot. Okay, so now what is there? So according to the question, right? So this you can say length has been increased by 25%. 25% increase in length. मैंने यहाँ plus लगा दिया है. Plus means increased, right? So 25% increase in length means the new length of the plot, right, has become equal to what? 125, right? The new length of the plot is equal to 125 units, right? And on the other side, the breadth has decreased by 12%, right? So what is the decrease in the breadth here? That is the 12%, right? So 12% means it has fallen by 12%, right? So मैंने 12% minus लगा दिया है यहाँ, right? So now 12%, if it is 12%, that then after 50 it will be what? 6 units will be fall, and it means now what is there? Okay, so now the breadth would remain 44, right? Because 6 units would be reduced, no? If it is 12% then. Okay, so it is, so now the new area would become, right? So now here is the new area, right? That would become equal to 125 into 44, right? Into 44, right? So this new area would become equal to what? Would become equal to 5,500. This is the new area, right? So now the important point is that, right, what is the increase? It means 500 increase there. After how much? 500 increase is after 5,000, right? So change divided by the initial value. Initial value is 5,000, right? Initial value is 5,000, and multiply by 100, right? So when we multiply it by 100, so it becomes equal to 10%. So that means there is 10% increase in the area of the field. Okay, 10% increase in the area of the field. Otherwise, you can solve it by this formula, a plus b plus ab upon 100, right? Which I told you earlier also, ab upon 100. So that will be equal to the change, right? So here a will be positive and b will be negative. In this case, the answer would become same. That is 10%, equal to 10%. Okay. So I hope this question is also clear to you, right? So now the next thing is that, okay, so the next thing is that it's again interesting question. Now the question is that a shopkeeper, okay, a shopkeeper increases the price of his product, okay, increases the price of his product, right, by 20%, by 20%. This is there. Okay. He makes a loss. He makes a loss, right? And decreases the price by 35%. And decreases the price by 35%. Okay. So now the question is find the total percentage change. Find the total percentage change. So this is the question. Okay, find the total percentage change. This is the question. So let us try to solve it this way. Let's suppose this is the total, right? This is a scale. Let's suppose I have taken a scale here. Okay, so on this scale, let's suppose this is 1 point. All right, this is 1 point on this scale, which is equal to 100. Right? Let's suppose this is 100. Okay, 100. So now what is there? Now what is there? The shopkeeper increases the price by 20%. It means 20% of 100, right? It means the shopkeeper has a, right, fixed the price here. 20% of 100 means the price is now 120. Okay. And when it was done so, then what happened? The shopkeeper started losing, right? So he make losses and he decreased the price by 35%, right? So now what is there, right? So 120 ka 35% he has decreased, right? So 35% of 120, that becomes equal to 42, right? So with the increase in 42, right, 120, right, minus 42, now he is at what, 78 rupees. Okay, so now this is what, this is equal to 78 rupees, right? So he has reached at 78 rupees, right? So now what is the question? The question is that what is the total percentage change? Total percentage change means considering both, right? So original price was 100. Now after considering the two changes, the price is 78. So the total change is 22% after considering both the changes. All right, so this is one way to solve this question. And the other way to solve is the same formula, a plus b plus ab upon 100, right? So this is equal to the total change. Okay, so here a is positive 20% and b is negative, which is 35%, right? So that will be that. Okay, so this is there. Done. Done, I think, right? So now the next question, last question, let me take the last question now for you, right? Then we will leave the class. So last question is that after giving successive discounts of, okay, after giving successive discounts of 30% and X%, 30% and X%, we can say, right? The selling price of a shirt becomes the selling price of a shirt becomes, right, of a shirt becomes rupees 98, rupees 98. So that's there. Okay. If the market price of the shirt is rupees 200, if the market price of the market price of the shirt is rupees 200, is rupees 200, what is there? Then find X. So what is the second discount rate? Means find X, right? So question is quite easy, not a big thing. Okay. So now beta, let us do this question. How can we do this question? Let us try to understand this. Let us take this scale, total scale. Okay. So on this scale, right, we can take it otherwise also. Let us take it this way, right, instead of taking it that way, right? So let us take it this way, right? So one discount is, right, here it is given in this question that the market price is the displayed price, right? This price का sticker लगा होता है, right? So that is called the market price. So the market price is rupees 200. Okay. And now one discount is given of 30%, and the second discounter is given equal to X%. Right? So now let me take it that this is the one discount, right, which is 30% of this. Okay. So how much is this discount? This is the 30%. 30% of what? 30% of 200. 30% of 200 is equal to 60, right? So it means now the price comes down to 140. Okay. Now the price comes down to 140, right? 200 minus 30% is equal to 140, right? So now what is there, right? Now the next discount which is offered there by the this shopkeeper, right? So that discount is, we can say, X%, right? X%. So now we can say that, right, X% of 140, it means 140 minus X%, right? So that is equal to 98, which is the final price, right? Okay. So it means X% of, right, X% of 140, that is equal to, this amount, 140 minus 98, that is equal to 42. Okay. That is equal to 42. So if the X amount is equal to 42, right, X%, so then the X would be equal to, right, would be equal to what? That would be equal to 42, right, divided by, okay, 42 divided by what? 140 and multiply by 100. Okay, 140 and multiply by 100. So that would be the X, right? So now what is there? So let us solve this. Okay, so the 0 in this will be cancelled with the 0 in this, right? And here 14, 3 is 42. So it will become 3 here, right? So 3 into 10, that is equal to 30%, right? That is equal to 30%. So the second discount is also 30%, right? And the other way of solving the question is that one discount is A and second discount is B, and plus AB upon 100, right? Because both are discounts. That is why A will be negative, B will be negative, right? And that will be equal to total discount. So what is the total discount here? The value has decreased from 200 to 98. Okay. So the total discount, what is there? This is equal to, I think, 102, right? 102. 102 means the total discount is 51%, right? So the value becomes equal to minus 51. This is there. So now, right, value of A is 30. So you will find B here. So that is the point here. Okay. Okay. So 140, 200 minus 30%, that is equal to 140. Okay. So that's the, I think there will not be any issue, right? The whole chapter has been solved. Here in this question, I was telling you that we will take A as 30, right? It means A would be equal to minus 30 because it is given, it is the one discount, which is equal to minus 30, right? And we have to find the value of B, right? So that is the whole question. So is it clear? Is it clear to you? Okay. All right. Clear. Okay, good. Okay. So किसी को डिफिकल्ट लगा हो, टेल मी. परसेंटेज किसी को डिफिकल्ट लगा हो, बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट लगा हो, राइट? ओके, अंडरस्टूड. ओके, सो बेटा, बट one suggestion from my end, one appeal from my end, right? That today, because I was solving the question, you might have find it easier because I was there to solve here, right? And but if you don't do the proper practice of these questions, then proper practice and continuous practice is required. Otherwise, you will forget these things which I told you in today's lecture, right? So that's why this is important thing, right? So the most important thing is to understand the statement, right? To map it down. After the mapping is done, almost entire work is done. Okay, so that is why this is more important. And so I hope you will be able to solve the questions related with the percentage now. Okay, so today and tomorrow you can do the practice of this percentage concept, right? And day after tomorrow I will take again the class of CSAT, right? So because I am giving you time to solve the questions. Okay, so as far as the book is concerned, well, I cannot say any book, right? Because the point is that if you will take the R.S. Agarwal, in R.S. Agarwal there is approximately 200-300 questions per chapter, right? For every topic. So, and you can say about 100 examples are there. So you don't have that much time to do this, right? So it is better that you can try the previous year questions. One is that. And the second thing is that, right, so I would send you the assignments later on, right? So you can do those assignments also. No need to do that much. Okay? So don't go after the books. So is it okay now? Can I take leave? Okay. So, right. Okay, all the best to everybody. So we'll meet for this class on day after tomorrow, and tomorrow morning we will meet for the CSAT class. Okay, right. Okay, welcome to everybody.